Miss Khumalo, you are not allowed to do that. Miss Khumalo. Miss Khumalo, you are not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that in court. Welcome to everyone that is new to the podcast, man. Hopefully you're going to subscribe or follow the podcast depending on where you're catching it from. And yeah, welcome to everyone that is a returning listener. And thank you so much for your consistency. There's a lot that we need to discuss. Really a lot that has to be discussed. I know I always say that in every episode, but there was a lot of drama previous week, and funny ones, sad ones, eye-opening ones, a lot, right? We're going to start with Zandie Khumalo, who happened to testify, right? She took her stance. And after the drama whereby we were told that cameras are not supposed to be there and everything like that, we finally get to hear what she has to say. A lot of people were actually expecting a different, version of the story, including myself. I was expecting, a whole different thing that might put her in danger because she said that, right? And so, yeah, what happened was, I don't know whether to laugh or to be disappointed, but if you're watching it on YouTube, you can see my smack on my face because I was shocked. What happened is that she was crying in court. You might have heard me in the beginning saying, Miss Khumalo, you're not allowed to do that. Basically, that was what was being said to her, right? She's not allowed to do that. As she was pointing at the people that were accused and saying that, accusing them. It's not even accusing, like blaming them. Do you know what the damage you've done to our family? To my family. Do you know the troubles you've actually brought to my family and everything like that because of what you did, right? And so, yeah, that means that she sticks to the story. The story is the 5 people that have been accused, were the ones that took Senzo Meyiwa's life. A lot of people are like, the one that cries a lot is the one that is, lying the most. Those was like the comments, everyone who was just like watching, the whole proceedings. They were shocked. And my question, I guess, will be, if you're saying the people that, that killed Senzo are the ones that that destroy your family or anything like that, not even like destroy your family. If you were coming to me and saying that you're going to need this testimony to be offline because you're scared of your life, but the people that literally you're saying took Senzo Meyiwa's life are actually there with you, like they're actually like in court, they've all been arrested, as you're saying when you're testifying, then who are you scared of? Because they're there, they can't do anything to you. If you're gonna come to court and stick to the story and say they are the ones that took Senzo's life, and prior you were saying that you were scared, and you feared for your life, are you saying that there is someone else linked? Are you scared of Senzo's fans or what is the whole thing? Because to me, it might mean that, you're saying the real killer is actually outside, right? And you're scared that they're going to come for you. So which means like it invalidates, the testimony that you're going to make in court, which is this one that you've made, whereby you're saying the 5 accused are the ones that are actually like, at fault. Because how are you going to be scared of them if they're inside bars and everything like that? So this story is not adding up. A lot is just not adding up. It's sad that it has to drag long or anything like that, but I guess she was scared for something that was that was real. Because if she say that she's scared ahead of time, right, it means the person or the people, whatever, if it's not the 5 that got to that got to hear what she had to say ahead of the court, actually then took steps, right, and actually made sure that it doesn't happen. Whatever she was planning to say, whatever she was planning to do, doesn't come into pass. So they maybe reached out to her before the court. They got to her before the case, and that would have tweaked the whole testimony. But for me, I get to stand on the fact that if you're saying those 5 are the ones then who are you scared of? That you asked for the whole, thing to be offline, for the video to be published later. Who are you really scared of? That is the question. I'll let you decide. What do you think? Do you think there's more to the story? You think she's telling the truth, or you're just like the other people that are saying the ones that cry a lot are the ones that lie a lot? But yes, also I've seen Dineo Ranaka, who actually came out and spoke about anxiety, spoke about depression, spoke about a lot that she has been going through, and basically she came out with a branding line, with a whole clothing line, whereby it's called Anxi, right? And Anxi is to lift up the people that are actually going through this hard time. Depression is really like not a child's play. I know I've heard it, but for me, I'm lucky because it wasn't related to people. Because if it's related to people, then I don't know. I guess the people will always make you feel like that. But for me, it was just like a window in my time whereby I didn't know whether my life was going or coming. I didn't know the direction or anything like that. I hit the gym, I ran a lot, and I read the scripture a lot. So it helped. If you're actually like someone who's listening right now and you're looking for ideas how to deal with it, running, exercising, reading the scripture, reading, just like meditating and stuff like that, it helps a lot. I know I'm saying some stuff that has been overly said, especially the meditation part. But I say meditate on the scripture, meditate on the word, because it will help you. Like, it really will help you. You might overlook this stuff. You might think, well, it's just another Christian dude just like coming and pouring a lot of scripture on me. But it helps, man. It helps, it helps. Like, I didn't know it helps like that, but it actually helps, and stuff like that. But a lot of people, were not convinced of the nails coming out, and speaking about depression. Some were saying it's just a stunt to actually promote the clothing line, which is, is a question. But man, I don't know. Do you think she has what it takes to go to that extent? But some were saying that well, at least now she's not fronting, and I don't know why they're saying she's fronting, but perhaps they're saying because she is a bold woman that had always come out as a bold mom, a super mom, and now they're saying that, oh well, it could be, or it was, or it is that you have been lying to us and you've been saying that you're strong but you're not. Which I don't know why someone would rejoice on that, why someone would be happy on the fact that someone is breaking down, And also, just a moment to like just a moment doesn't mean that you're like that. If someone is just gonna come out and say, okay, I've reached a breaking point, and that breaking point, I've reached it today, doesn't mean that the person wasn't strong all along. The person has been strong, but we all can be strong up to a certain extent. And that doesn't only, apply to all the people that, come up to say, I'm strong, and it applies to everyone. Everyone has a breaking point. It just, the longer it takes you, the more stronger you are. And we've known Dineo, she has been strong, for a long time, and it's only now that she's coming out to speak about how, she's dealing with depression and thoughts of, of taking her life. Which tells you how strong the person has been, right? For all those years, the person has been strong, the person has been going, and everything like that. So it's very not much justified for you to say you're fronting, because the person is not fronting, right? The person is actually telling the truth. They have been strong. They will, I don't know, I hope they will persevere. But they have been strong. That is a fact. That is a proven fact. The fact that, you've heard her say that, you've seen her do that, you've seen her not falling apart for so many years, then the person has been strong, right? Especially because, there's a lot of stories like, surrounding the baby daddies and stuff like that, and emotional abuse and stuff like that. But, she has been strong. That we cannot dispute. And I just want people to actually think, I don't know, it's like when you have the bad app, they take off your brain and they just discard it. I don't know. I'm not trying to comment anyone, but anyone that is going out there bullying people on the bad app, their brain has been taken and discarded. Because why would you think that is a good thing to say to someone, right? It's actually said that there are people that don't consider other people's feelings. When they actually come out, and say stuff that they shouldn't be saying, right? So I hope she finds the strength. My greatest suggestion will be to meditate on the Bible, on the scripture, of course, because it has helped for me, it has worked for me. So I was doing it is I was, go for a run, sit under a shade, in the nature. I understand why people love, going out there in the nature now and just, be under the sun, or be under the shade of a tree and just be breathing in the natural breeze of everything. I understand, man. It's actually like made me consider to actually like go back to the rural areas and actually like build there. I can stay there where it's quiet and calm and everything. But run to those places, man. Like sit down and then read the Bible, read the scripture. I kid you not, you'll be good. Like you'll really be good. You won't even notice. Like it's gonna be a month before you actually notice that, oh, I'm actually getting better. I'm actually healing. I'm actually coping. I'm actually okay with going with everything that is actually happening in my life or anything like that. I faced backlash. People were saying that, why was I speaking about, the episode of Makchi, and why did I take the stance that I was taking? But my thing to you is that, again, I'll reference the song by Aries, says people have sold they sold out their soul, and they have not, I'm not saying they sold, anything like that, but it's basically saying that you've put a price on integrity, and they walk around without a soul. It's crazy. Okay. Integrity, for everyone can go and read on it. It's not like we're trying to be holy. We're actually speaking on the words and the meaning of what integrity and morality is. That is an assignment to everyone that disagrees with what I said in the previous episode. And if you haven't watched or listened to the previous episode, go ahead and listen to it and go and read on the definition of integrity and moral, and then use your own understanding and use your own reading, and what you got from reading to judge whether it aligns with integrity or morals, and then come back and listen to Aries songs, whereby he says people have put a price on integrity, and it means basically they can sell out their integrity, and then they can walk around without a soul. I'm a big fan of Aries, so I'm going to reference him wherever I speak. So anything that you have to blame it on Aries and what he said in that statement. It's not me, it's Aries or anything like that. But yeah, it's crazy what is happening to Dineo. But what's even crazier is Dr. Nandipha coming out and challenging the court to say, I know a lot of people are mad about this. She came out and said that, her arrest was unlawful. And that she demands for a bail or an immediate release, right? And a lot of people are like, the nerve this girl has. This girl has. But they are grounded. It turns out they are grounded. What she's saying could be grounded, right? Because I was watching, as they were breaking down the whole thing, and basically there are a few key things that the lawyers are actually on. People were saying that they're trying to drag the court, right? Trying to drag the court case and stuff like, especially when Mpho Popps actually came out and said that, proof that I'm Mpho Popps, which is something that barely can be proved, or I don't know, right? We've spoken about it, we're not gonna speculate on it. But on the Nandipha case, they said, right, if their country was not the one that, brought back, because when deportation happens, is that the embassy or whatever the country calls home affairs of where you are from, right, and tells them that, hey, we don't want these people in our country, come take these people and they're yours, we don't want them to be gone. Or they take you to the border, they tell you, go back home, we don't need you, and stuff like that. But everything, like as it happens in the entire procedure or entire process, Home Affairs has to be the one that is at the upfront or being told, about the whole thing, what is happening and what is supposed to happen to you and stuff like that. But as we know and as we've seen, SARS was too excited. They had a lead. They were so eager to get it done, and they went there brought back Dr. Nandipha and Mpho Popps. And now the issue is, was Home Affairs, actually involved? Because that's what the law is, and law is law, man. You can't you can't argue with the law. If Home Affairs was not the one directing this entire deportation and bringing back of these two people, right, that means that they didn't follow the law. And excitement and thinking that we have power and we have control of the situation, we just are victorious, we are winners, can lead to matters like this, whereby now we are not like we don't intentionally want to break the law, but it's broken and stuff like that. And so now, if Home Affairs is seen or is going to be proven to not be involved at the front, and the police to be the one rather to be involved at the front of the deportation and everything like that, it means that Dr. Nandipha is right. It means that she actually was unlawfully deported and arrested. Same applies to Mpho Popps, right? And the crazy part is it's not just gonna let Dr. Nandipha go out. It's also gonna, I don't know whether they are supposed to take them back to Tanzania and then go and bring them back again lawfully. But at the end of the day, man, for someone who doesn't have any standing, allegations against her, which have been proven just yet, like Dr. Nandipha, I'm not sure whether they've just laid out the whole process and really have had evidence. But as they are persecuting her, pursuing her case, she might be walking out free. She might be enjoying the fresh air that she's breathing. And for all of you that were saying bad stuff about her, she might just be visiting you and paying you a visit with TK. I'm just joking about that one. But yes, man, she actually will, I guess, get to be outside whilst, she awaits for the other accusations, because there are a lot of stuff, that she has been involved in, she has been doing allegedly with Mpho Popps. So it doesn't invalidate that, but it does invalidate the bringing to her into the country and into jail, and stuff like that. And until the other ones have been proven, she'll be, not guilty until proven, So she will be outside with her children, I guess, once awaiting, to be proven guilty for all the other things that she's been accused of. For Mpho Popps, if it's proven, that it's him, which is going to be tricky because he's not in the system, right? If you take, fingerprints and you put them in the system for someone that's not there, I don't know what it's going to bring, but, I hope, the law has what it takes to actually, prove that. But for him, if there is CCTV footage of him looking like he is right now, because he looks different every time, maybe they can bring him back. But if there isn't, that is going to be a problem. But, hell, man, whatever happens, we're going to be there watching and, and thinking what's going on, But yeah, we will move on. Mpho Popps spoke about something that is really sad to me. I relate to it. I don't know if other people who are in their 20s actually relate to it. Early 20s, I'm speaking about that, because some people will say maybe you're speaking about late 20s. But he spoke about on his episode with DJ Fresh, the wow, which I think I don't know, it sounds so feminine for me, the wow thing and stuff like that, but that's a topic for another day. I'm not trying to anger DJ Fresh's people, but come on, man. It looks too pink. Everything just looks too pink. But I don't want to, to spread some negativity. I love his show, man. It sounds more of like radio. It's chilling, It's always nice to actually listen to an episode that is more chilling, which is why I love, the cheese, popcorn and cheese episode, because it's more chilled, it's people just having conversation and everything like that. So it's beautiful. It's lovely. But Mpho Popps was speaking about how he was just out of the house by his mom, basically to kickstart your independent life. And I've been experiencing something like that as well. We've been living it. I got told that now, you're supposed to pay your own rent. Now you're old, you're supposed to buy your own food. Now you're old, you're supposed to pay for all your own bills and everything. Transport is all on you. We can't take care of you anymore. We will take care of the kid, which is my baby sister, who is not even that younger than me. She's only 2 years younger than me. And we're born, in our early 20s. And so it's crazy. It's sad. But it just hit home. And I don't know what I'm going to thank her at the end of the day, because some people, including Mpho Popps and everyone else, spoke about how it is important, to have that push and get pushed into like now working for your life and stuff like that. And I guess he also spoke about how when in the moment of depression, as we spoke about Dineo, who also was, commented by Nota, who say that she's an attention seeker and stuff like that. I just feel like Nota has a lot of time on his plate. We probably should give Nota a record label to manage and stuff like that. Heck, we have a lot of people that have falling out with their records, but that will be something that we'll discuss later. But yeah, man, he spoke about when you're depressed, right? It's a moment whereby you realize that you're gonna be successful or not in life. Basically, on the fact that if you're depressed and the first thinking or the first analyzation of the situation that you're in is, I'm going to work hard to achieve what I want. I'm not gonna fail. I'm gonna make, ends meet. Whatever happens, I'm gonna make sure that I don't fail. That's when you realize that you're built to be strong and to be successful. Because if you can rise above that, above that hit, and I'm telling you, it's a hit. Like it's a hit. Like if you are in that space, you cannot survive that easily. I think I will put a picture of me at the end whereby I was going through that. I was super skinny, man. Like I was super skinny. You'd see that you'd think that I'm actually ill and stuff like that. But I was super skinny, man. I think it's because I ran a lot too, like every day. Like I ran almost every day, and I'm not talking about small distances. I was running like 10 kilometers every day. I would have like injuries on my knees and stuff like that. But that was the moment where I felt like my brain was like getting to breathe, and getting to be okay and getting to be strong and stuff like that. But I realized that recently as well, when I was thinking about my future, when I realized that my granny had passed and stuff like that, my first thinking was I'm going to make sure that I don't ever get to rely on other people, because I don't know, do you ever like in your family, I don't know, maybe you've not lost a lot of people, but for me on my father's side, like I've lost everyone, like, and now losing my granny on my mother's side, it's like it's showing me that the circle is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And so I feel the urgent need to get things done before I cannot have anyone to tend to. And that is the truth. And I hope everyone thinks like that, because at the end of the day, you're like, if you're looking around, do you think there is anyone else that is not biologically related to you that you think you'd count on? That should be your motivation. But that comes out through depression. If you are under depression, if you're going through a hard time, and the first thinking is, I need to work hard, man. I need to make ends meet. That's when you realize that, okay, you're going to be successful in life and stuff like that. But yeah, we spoke about people that have had a fallout with their record labels. Black Diamond, Umuthi, iCareer. Some of you probably have not even noticed that there was a song like that on YouTube. Some have, and they're wondering, why can't I find it anymore? Some are even searching Black Diamond, Umuthi, Black Diamond, iCareer, but it's not coming out. What happened? Where is the song that we all loved for the few seconds of that day? They posted the audio, I think, before they posted the video. It was all out there, so quick, so fast, everything on the net. And just like that, so quick, so fast, everything was taken down by Ambitiouz Entertainment. They've done it before, right? And they did it again right now. took down iCareer. And I feel so sad, man. Like, I'm actually like, I'm sad because I'm thinking these people paid for that video, like for all the props, the ladies that were in the video. I don't know whether the cars they own them, but I'm guessing they also had to pay for those thing. They had to put people on payroll, the dancers and stuff like that, as well as the people that edit the song, stuff like that. That is a lot of money that they've had to pay for the video alone, right? And then now you take it down from the platform whereby it was going to make them that money, which they, they had used to make the video. So now they are actually broke, I don't know, they're not broke maybe, but they're more money that they've spent on the video right now. And it's crazy. For something that people will come out and say on the internet, oh well, they knew what they were signing on, they shouldn't have broken their contract and everything like that. But I realized that, man, if there is any label, I take back what I said maybe with MT, previously. But I realized that, man, these people are tyrants. Like, they actually are tyrants, and it's sad. They're actually like tyrants. Like, Ambitiouz is tyrant. Like, it's tyrannical. Like, they will make sure that you're broken afterwards. As you know, Nandipha Dubai also had his songs taken down, right? And it's like you can't walk free, Baba. Everything you have to lose it because we made you. It's like Hlubingosi, what he did to Lonely London, for possessing the cars and everything. It's like we take it back. As you know, they did that to MT as well. But I think MT might have realized that, there is no chance because they're gonna come for everything. I don't know how their splits were working. Maybe they were splitting the royalties and stuff like that to all his songs that he took out. I don't know. But from what I've seen from Lou Browns, and Danya Devs, they also say that they're gonna come and release an album by Danya Devs under themselves. And I had to block that page. Like, for real, like I had to block that page. Like, I don't like something that makes me mad. And that page, the admin just makes me mad. Like, I don't know why, because I'm not even a part of the label. I was never a part of it, but I feel so angry every time I see that admin writes down, which, we spoke about it, but it was on the Up podcast because we were not yet on YouTube. We spoke about how, that person is just like running the reputation of the whole entertainment, records down. Like, I don't know whether, this thing they think is okay, but, it doesn't make them look like a serious record label. Like, they just look like Takalani Sesame right now because of what they post every day. It's crazy. It's angering. And, they didn't think about, what Black Diamond had to spend to actually get that song out, And to not think about the bills that they have to pay for themselves as well, living and stuff like that. And it's crazy. And to the extent that they can go, it makes me question, was Lou Browns right that they were using Smashley against him? Or was Smashley right that, Lou Browns had called her a nothing, and that, he had taken down all the music just to make sure that she doesn't succeed and stuff like that? Because there was that refute, like that red refute, right, where Smashley came out and accused Lou Brown of all of this stuff, taking down the music, calling her nothing, making sure basically that her life was miserable, after leaving Umuthi Records back to Ambitiouz Entertainment. And Lou Browns came out and said that, Ambitiouz Entertainment was basically using her to fight their battles with them. Which is crazy because when they came out, they say that they were okay with Ambitiouz Entertainment. That everything was cool and everything was good. Just like Lonely London came out and said, she's okay with Ambitiouz. Maybe Ambitiouz hasn't come out yet. They haven't just figured out just yet what they need from you as a former artist. But what angers me the most is the nerve that they have to be posting a Reese every day and be posting empty every day and stuff like that. But man, just look at how the careers of the artists that come out then eventually crumbles down. Because I don't know, man, at this point I feel like Aries is not like taking off as how we wanted him to take off, like, and stuff like that. And I don't know whether it's the stress that that the people are putting on him, ambitious for him to actually came out, like there's so many times that he has spoken about this in the music. If you listen to the music, then you'll know, right? Spoke about depression, spoke about fame not being the right thing, spoke about just a lot. So I'm thinking, man, is this label pushing people to the rope? Because for everyone it's funny up until a life is lost. It's all funny and entertaining and stuff like that. Remember, same thing happened to Ricky. Everyone was coming for him, for that video that he did with his fiance, right? It was crazy. Auntie B, right? Bianca Knight. It was crazy. It was sad, and it drove him to the rock. And I know some people will say, it's not that, but I want to say that it is that. It built up, it built up. It was, if it's not that, it was also contributing. And if you came out and lashed out on Ricky for that video, you're responsible. I'm going to speak the truth in front of you. And if you feel bad, then you need to pray and ask for forgiveness and change your ways. You can't be bullying people. Patrick Shy also had to go through the same thing. A lot of people. And Ambitiouz Entertainment is publicly doing that, And there's no one that is retaliating against them. Everyone is just laughing, or everyone just doesn't care. And we see the artists falling apart right now. We can see, them drinking their career away, smoking their career away, stuff like that. And no one is saying anything about it. But they'll be quick to come out and say condolences once these artists are gone. It's crazy, right? We allow these stuffs to happen until we see the consequences that they are not so nice. But yeah, it's crazy. As Zimbabwe gets 18 helicopters donated to them by Putin, which basically means that they will be now be sanctioned by the US and be sanctioned by basically every country that is against Russia. But for me, that's not the crazy part, because I believe Africans can build world from the ground, especially because I just realized that Zimbabwe even has lithium. And in them having lithium and the world turning into like electric cars and everything like that, that lithium, trust me, it will be needed. It won't be wanted. It won't be like asked from Zimbabwe. It will be needed. It will be taken out, which we're sitting down with my fellow Zimbabwean, someone that I know who's Zimbabwean. And we're speaking about how, this will mean that, Zimbabwe in the long run will crumble down, because, as they are taking your minerals, they really don't build you up. Like, they make sure that the country really goes down and stuff like that. So Zimbabwe must expect that, in the next years. If they don't elevate themselves right now, in the next years, they are gonna be worse, because these countries will just be devouring them to take the lithium and all the other minerals and stuff like that. But the 18 helicopters, I believe, are gonna be used to really give Zimbabweans a hard time. Like, the leaders that we have that are leading, they really aren't on our side. And mind you, when it happens that there is any not agreeing between the people and Nagawa or any president that will be there at that time, it's gonna mean that those helicopters are gonna be used to terrorize the people. So it's going to be sad for Zimbabwe. They're gonna be sanctioned. People are gonna be struggling as well. As we know, the first time I heard of internet shutdown was between basically Zimbabwe and Uganda. And I was like, oh snap, it's actually happening, before it went to Nigeria. I was like, oh, well. But yeah, man, it's going to be sad for Zimbabwe going up forward. And that's the sad part about Africa, man. It's the sad part. It's the leaders against the people all the time. And it's crazy, It's just been sad. Murdah Bongz came out, had a video whereby he was crying as he was performing, and people then rushed to make conclusions that he misses Black motion. But he came out and spoke about how he was happy, man, free at last. And it must be sad to be, a former friend of Murdah and have him come out and say that, he's free at last by not working with you anymore and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know what they were going through together, but what I've realized is that money, man, just splits people. Like, if you have a friend, don't start a business with that friend. If you have a friend, don't start a career with that friend and stuff like that. And said. Some people will also say the same thing about Black Diamond, that there will be an amicable split eventually, especially because now Ambitiouz, that the page has been pushing for Danya Daves. I don't know, but yeah, this is sad for Black Diamond and sad for Murdah Bongz as well. Just as sad as Mthokozisi coming out and saying that he was being beaten. Mthokozisi Twala, by the way, and beaten to testify that he killed Senzo by the police. There's so many sad stuff that happened during the week, but it's sad. It's really sad. And I'm also shocked that Wrld is still releasing music up until this day. Like, I don't know why, but he's still releasing music. And I'm realizing, man, that's actually sad too, because the man is never gonna get some rest. Like, he's never gonna rest. Why? What's the motive? Because it's not like it's helping him anymore to put out the music. Even if he builds a bigger fan base, it's not gonna help them. It's dead. Just respect the dead. But maybe they're eating from him. The label, family, everyone. I don't know about family, because heck, sometimes the labels can just be, doing as they please. We've seen it in South Africa. I've seen it enough in South Africa. It's a lot. But yeah, man, for an inspiration, go ahead and check out the picture of Zakes Bandwini and DJ Black Coffee sleeping in the same room. Zakes Bandwini lying under the floor on a sponge, and just, it's motivating, man, how far they've come. Grammy Award winners, and it's beautiful to see. It's exciting. As we reach the end of this episode, I want to thank everyone that has listened up until this far, and hopefully you'll subscribe to join the family. It's a lot cold, and I need some warmth, and that warmth comes with you subscribe. It warms my heart and eventually warms up my entire self. And I will be ready for more stuff. As you know, the case of Dr. Nandipha will be continuing, I think, on Monday, right? We'll get to hear for the verdict. I think will it be the verdict, or will they be discussing further, because the conclusions have been made. Like, they made their concluding remarks on the bail applications last week. So now we're waiting for the verdict, right? And I think it's coming on the 29th of May, if I'm not wrong. And it's supposed to be midday, 12 noon. So tune in, man. Listen to what's gonna happen, and you might be shocked. You might see Dr. Nandipha walking out free, or you might see her going to jail. Whatever happens. Hopefully this time around she won't be in a library looking all good in the makeup and in the video, if she's guilty. Because some people are gonna say that you're passing judgment without actually verifying whether she's guilty. But the law, I'm all for the law, man. I'm all for the law. If the law is being followed, which is crazy, because we just spoke about how the deportation was unlawful, but might have been unlawful for those that are thinking it's lawful, or for when the court actually and Home Affairs actually comes out and actually gives the proof and stuff like that. But thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. I enjoyed being in your company. Hopefully you enjoyed being in my company. If you did, smash that like button. It helps with YouTube thinking that more people should get this video. And it also helps with growing our family. People tend to watch when they see a thumbs up, and they tend to subscribe when they see a lot of subscribers and a lot of thumbs up. So do that, man, and thank you so much. Take good care of yourself. Hopefully you'll have a good week ahead of you, and hopefully if you're going through any depression, you'll actually take the advice that I gave you, and then afterwards you'll be good, and stuff like that. If you want, you can always send me an email, Blossom Blom Podcast @gmail.com, and we can speak about it.